Guys, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Finally, here we are. So, this is Aviator Chindege in Shona. All right, so let's see. So, the first thing is you open. Okay, in the meantime, let me put my bet and I'll talk while the bet is on. Okay, it's fine. I was too late. So, here let me put two bets. So, Africa Bet gave me a bonus of $2.70, which is basically um, a quarter of what I deposited. Now, while the bet is running, let's see here. So, first of all, analyze the chart. So, you can now see that um, recently Aviator just gave away 530, or the multiplier was 530. And in that round, obviously, people took money. So, what is happening now? Now, Aviator is recovering its money back, right? So now, when you are playing it, you know exactly that as much as it is possible to give money again, right? But the chances are slim because it has to recover the money that it has lost. Okay, so now, um, when you are playing, you play with that in mind. Okay, here I was just explaining this part. Fine. So that's how you analyze the chart. So let's see, how do we play? So when it's green, there's no bet. If it's red, it means you're waiting for a bet. If it's yellow, the plane is flying. There we go. Flies, flies, flies. Then it flies away. It means you have lost the money that you have just, put in there. You put again. So you can put two bets. You can put one bet. Okay. So here in Zim, the list you can put is 10 cents, which is equivalent to almost 2 rands. Now at 2, you cash out 1, so that one that you cash out covers the one that is running. And the one that is running, you can decide when do you want to cash it out. Like e.g., I can cash out now, okay, because I want to go back where I was. But as you can see, the plane, okay, it was going, but then it flew. So here I'll be happy because the plane did not go far. But had the plane gone far, then I would have been very angry with myself. Okay, so again, the idea is at 2, if you want, at 2 exactly, you cash out. But now here I was late, you see. So that's why some, they prefer to use the auto cash out option. There you see it. So if you want, you can set auto cash out at 2, so that 201, you will not miss it. So I just missed it because I was doing it manually. That's why I was saying speed is very important. Remember, there's a split second between you thinking and you acting. So by the time you say click, it would have flown away, right? So now, you can use auto cash out option. Then you can never miss a place. You see, so 2, I cash out there. You see, there I was actually quick, but anyway, it went way above 2, so it's fine. So the idea is, if you put 2 bets, the first bet, at least it must cover the total, wager, at least. But if you want, you can let it go a bit, you see, like now, a bit, then you cash out. So here, you have covered the first bet and you got 5 cents top. But if you have got money, it's only that I've got only $2 here. If you have money, you can actually put, let's say, 20 cents on one bet and then 10 cents on the other bet. Okay, so that when the one with 20 gets to maybe 1.6, 1.7, you're already in profit. And then you don't need to put bets every round. You can decide. Okay, you can decide when to put a bet, especially if you are losing. Okay, you must not put a bet in every round. You see, so for now I'm just playing because this $2 I cannot withdraw it because it's a bonus until I win times, I think it's times 20 or times 15. Yeah, that's when I can. That's why I'm just playing casually. Because either way, even if I leave it there, I cannot withdraw it. So when you get a bonus, there's a certain amount that you need to win first for you to be able to withdraw it. But if it was my money that I could withdraw, then that's a different ball game. So you can see now that the blues are actually a lot in ever since it went to 530. Why? Because at 530, people took a lot of money. You see? So now Aviator is set to give, take, give, take, give, take. Right? So I hope you now have an understanding now. So if you were to analyze this, soon after you see the 503, you can actually decide to take a break, and not play immediately, right? Not play immediately. Come back later after maybe, a few rounds. At least by then, it would have recovered its money. Then you can maybe stand a chance to win again. But if you go straight after the 530, then you are going to be punished for money that you never actually benefited from. And if you were in the round when the 530 came, and you now see that it's now taking money, it's time to take a break. So all these things, you see, they're not that different from Forex, because Forex, you also need to read the chart and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. So this is Aviator, guys. And yeah, so here, if you want, you can just cash out, because you are now scared that it might fly away. But then there you see now, it's now going. Then you now think, hey, I should have stayed there. You see, that's what Aviator always does. If it takes, you see now, it went through all these rounds taking, now it has to give you back. That's how it is set. You see, if I had stayed in the round, I would have cashed out at least $5. But then emotionally, it's not always easy. Because remember, when I logged in, I was on $2.70. Now, when this round came, I was now on 80 cents. So it takes someone with emotions to really play this thing. But then the way I am advising you to play it is not really to play like the way I'm doing, whereby you play for a long time. No. You put your money, let's say $5, and then you give yourself a target, let's say for every 30 minutes, and say, I want 10 cents or I want 20 cents. You see, so that's big. See, now twice here I've missed this because I wanted to get a bit more. So twice I lost. 2.38, I lost. 2.54, I lost. Now that's bad. That's bad bet management or capital management, whatever you call it, right? So, and once it does happen, twice or thrice, it affects you emotionally. So Aviator needs someone with that emotional thing. And you can even edit here, and put that extra 9 cents. Because remember, if my Aviator account goes to 9 cents, I can no longer play it on Aviator, right? So here, I did put 29 cents. I took out 34, which is a bit of some, few cents extra. I hope you now understand. And on that round, when it went to 65, imagine if someone with capital, he had just put $1, just $1, and then cashed out at 20 or 30 or 50 or even 60. You see, so that means in one round, you can make so much. Now here, I think a call is about to come. That's why this is now happening. Now, because if you're playing on the phone, unfortunately, and a call wants to come, then it will freeze like this. So most likely it does this when a call is about to come. Now, such things, they frustrate you and they affect you. You see, through slow connection, in most cases, there's an incoming call. You see, but if you're lucky, it can actually continue running, okay? And by the time it comes back, then you can win. But then in this case now, it actually went a bit earlier. And because of the network now, can you see that I could not bet in this round now. You see? Now to me, to you, you might think that it is coincidence, but it's not coincidence. These are spiritual influences, believe it or not. I mean, you see, whatever is monitoring you knows that there's a big round that was coming. So what did it do? It jammed your network, just like that. So these things, and I'm glad that it actually happened in a live, in a live recording. Now, all of a sudden, the network is back. You see? But you've already missed an opportunity. Now that frustrates you. And when now you are being punished for money that you did not, get. You see? So let me just light the Wi-Fi. Sorry, the hotspot. So do you see what I was saying now? And actually, I was saying this in one of my recordings, and I said spiritual influences, they are at play, and I'm glad, even though if this was not a spiritual thing, but I'm glad something happened. That's exactly what I was talking about. You see, so now here I cashed out, but then I was late. You see, but this was caused by me actually thinking late that I need to cash out. I wanted to go far with it, but then I thought, no, let me go back to $2. And then when I pressed cash out, this plane was also flying away. Then I lost it. But now, can you imagine that all this thing actually started at that 10 that I missed? Yet I gotten something from the 10. Definitely, I was going to get something on the 125, and certainly I was going to get something on the 12, right? So can you see the sequence? You would think that you have just lost just one round, but no, it's not that. So spiritually, if there is a spirit monitoring you that you cannot make money, you will not make it because you are now playing on Aviator. So just imagine when that 10 happened, there was a hiccup, and I didn't even see the call coming. But normally that happens when a call once, when there's an incoming call. But here, I didn't even see the call. But all of a sudden, there was a network jam. And it only happened when that 10 ran. Why? Because the next race was a big race. And I could not enter there because my network was now, booting back. You see? So can you see now that I'm now going all down simply because of an instance where I lost network at that 10. You see? And now, of course, this is a bonus, so I don't really, feel anything losing it, right? Because either way, I had to play, I think, up to $30 or $40 for me to be able to withdraw something. But I'm glad that it allowed me to actually, record and capture what I always say. So here, I just put my last, or if you want, you can just put one. If I lose here, then it's gone. You see, so I'm very happy and glad that at least as short as this was, it has actually captured what I wanted you to see. So this is how you play Aviator. When it's green, it means there's no bet. If you press here, that means there's a bet. But of course, yeah. And normally, if you see this one, normally in the next few rounds, a big round might come. Normally, that's how we analyze it, but not always. You see, sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't work. You see, whenever people see a one, normally they bet higher. But in this case, it did not work because it's not always. But I'm so glad that you saw what happened and it was captured live on camera. At 10, you saw exactly what happened. That 10, I should have gotten something. And definitely that 125, I would have gotten something. And, more than certainly that 12.1, I would have also gotten something. By now, maybe I should be around $10. But you saw exactly what happened. And now, you now get those blues and you are now being punished for money that you did not receive. And now, perfectly, can you now see the trend? It's because recently there were 4 pinks from 65 there. From this 65, there were pinks 65, 10, 125, and 12. And in all those rounds, there was no round below 2. So people were taking money. Now it is now doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blues or 10 rounds where it flies below 2. Why? Because it is recovering the money. It is simple, guys. This is the same as Forex. You read a chart. When you see a certain indicator, then you know that I have to buy or I have to sell. It might not be exactly the same, but the essence is just the same. There's an uptrend, there's a downtrend. Like here, there was a 530, okay? There was a 530 here, right? Then after that, it went through a series of blues and a few purples, but there were more blues than purples. Then after that, it had recovered its money and even more. Then it gave back again, right? And now after giving back, it took again in 11 blues, right? And then now it is now stabilized. You see? So uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, sideways, same thing as Forex. You see? So now it has taken money for 11 consecutive rounds. Now it has come back to purples or bigger purples like 6.29, 5.57, 2.74. Right? But then when you're playing like a professional aviator, right? Once you get in, you have a target. Let's say it is 10 cents. And your 10 cents, most likely, you would have gotten it at that 125 or at the 65, right? And once you get that, you log out. That means all those blues are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10 blues. When they came, you already logged off. Then you come back again after 30 minutes, you play again, you know. So, and now let me explain the auto, function. So there is auto. So there's auto bet, but because I don't have money there, so it is refusing. So there's auto bet, right? And then there's auto cash out. I'm sure you can see it there. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot write or yeah. So if you check on top there, there's auto bet, there's auto cash out. So auto bet is you set a certain amount to be betted every now and then. Now you see it has gone above 10. Why? Because it took a lot of money there in those 10 rounds. So at least it must give something back to the players, right? So I was busy explaining about the auto bet and auto cash out. So if you want and you've got nice network, you can simply put dollar or even 10 cents. You say auto bet and then you go to sleep. Okay, and then you also set before you go to sleep, you also set auto cash out. So auto cash out is you are saying if the plane reaches 50, cash out. That means if the plane goes to 50.01, then you win. But if it flies at 50, then you have not won, because it's like you have pressed and at the same time as the plane flying away. So it must be 0.01 more than your cash out point. So if you cash out at 2, it must go to 2.01 for you to win that. Okay, so this is Aviator. And you can see actually that as much as it is a game, but it's very possible for one to take it seriously as an income generating thing, either for the family or for a business. Or that's why I am saying let's push for professional aviator pilots. What it means is if you're a professional aviator pilot, all you're doing is you're playing with a target. You don't play for fun. You see, for me, this $2.70, I was playing it, recklessly because I could not actually cash it out even if I wanted to. Okay, now that we are here, okay, let me show you something why I actually like Africa Bet more than other platforms that are here in Zimbabwe. and I'm sure Africa Bet is probably in almost all the African countries, right? So if we come here on the bonuses, I want to show you something. Now on the bonuses, you'll see that Africa Bet, right, he has got sports bonuses like this one, 25 special sports bonus, and then there's a 15% daily sports deposit bonus, and then there's that wagering requirement, okay, and it is times one. The wagering requirement for sports is always less than for a casino, okay. So if let's say you have got $100 and you activate this 25% special bonus, right? So let us click it here and let's see. So if I say yes here, okay, it's now saying error. Let's try this one. Say yes. Error again. Okay. I don't know why it is saying error, but anyway. Or maybe it's because I've already used it before. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted it to like show more information so that I can actually explain more. Let me see. Oh, there, perfect. So you see now. So it it is now saying deposit wagering factor times 1. So you need to wage an amount that is equivalent to your deposit. Now that's the tricky part. So if you put $100, it means you need to wager amounts worth $100 before you can withdraw anything. And then the bonus that you get, if it's $20, you also need to wager that $20 as well. That means you need to wager $125 before you can withdraw anything. Like you need to bet, on sports betting money that is equivalent to 125. All right. So be very careful about this. The bonuses are nice, but then you must be very, very careful. Now let's come to the casino bonuses. So you see there is a 100 deposit bonus up to 50 US. That means if you deposit 50 US, okay, you can actually get another 50 US as bonus. But then if we click here, then you see now that the deposit must be wagered times 20. And also the bonus times 20. So basically, if you wager if you deposit $50 and you're given another 50 to make it 100, it means you need to wager an amount worth 2,000. That's 100 times 20. So your bettings must be equal to at least 2,000 before you can withdraw. So if you have a plan that can guarantee you that you get to 2,000, then you can go for it. And your winnings, the maximum winning is the maximum winning from the bonus, right, is 50 times 20, which is 20 times here. So maximum payout is 20x of initial bonus amount, which is 50 times 20, that is equals to 1,000, right? So you need to, and also these bonuses, they've got like a limitation that you can only use it on certain games, like this one on Aviator, First Balloon, Last and Crash, and etc. You see, and the maximum you can bet, with the bonus money, it is five. It is five US dollar. So you cannot put actually more than that in a single bet, with the bonus money. So these bonuses are nice for someone with a long-term view. Okay, so once you actually activate them, you need to understand, or before you even activate them, you need to understand actually their principles. So I'm glad that I was able to actually, okay, let's say here, I just want to see if it changed the sequence after we left. And I'm glad that Now I thank God why this system was actually, you know, slowing me down and refusing me to actually enter before, because now I've entered at the right time, where actually I can show you exactly what I wanted to show you, that network can just act up before a good round. So to me, I consider that to be a spiritual influence, you know. Um, and then let's see here. And as you can see, actually there were now a couple of pinks. I think the last one that we saw was that 17.34. That means another pink came there at 13.60. And then after that, there was a bit of some blues to clear the money. After that, it gave another pink at 23.9. Then after that, another pink at 31.56. And then now, you see now there are like 4 pinks and not so many blues. And now all of a sudden, the blues are coming, right, to clear the money that, or rather to recover the money that the game has lost. So this thing is mathematical, and anything that is mathematical, you can actually understand it to some extent. You just need to know what is what. So money has been won at these 4, closely, pegged purpose. People were taking money, especially those last 2, because they were just separated by 2 rounds, 1 blue, 1 purple. So 23 plus 31, that is 54, right? So people were taking money. So now it's expected that Aviator must recover the money. It is just common sense. And if you understand that, the moment you lose twice, that 1.66 and the 1.83, you wait a bit to see if the round can come back. Then maybe now, after 5.28, maybe you can now start to bet again. But still, it can still go back to its pattern of blues, you see. But then maybe in some cases, it's a sign that at least the rounds are changing. And now that we are approaching 4 o'clock, in most cases, there is always a pink or a bigger number at o'clock. You see, so if you are that o'clock person, maybe now you should now start, playing maybe in almost every round, but not putting so much money, because you don't know exactly where the pink is coming. It might come, you know, the range that I normally use personally is 5 minutes to and 5 past, between those 2. So those 10 minutes, anything can happen, anything big. You see, so whenever I see these blues close to o'clock, I always anticipate a bigger round coming soon. And it does not always pay out. Sometimes you get it wrong, right? The same applies with Forex. You can think that this indicator is saying I must buy, and then you buy. But then after you buy, then you lose. So even in Forex, it happens. After people have read books, what about Aviator, which doesn't need us to read books? Now, this might be a pink. I don't know. Let's wait and see. It came at, okay, it's not a pink, but at least it's a big purple. And it's close to o'clock. So still we are hoping that a pink might come either before 4 or just after 4. Like I said earlier on, it's not a must that a ping must come, but the probability from those who have been studying the game, they can actually tell you that this thing almost always happens. Not that it is certain, but the probability. That's why I was saying betting is actually working with probabilities and chances, where gambling is you are just blindly putting money, right? So everyone would hope that maybe this one is the pink. We don't know. If you have got guts, you wait for it, and voila, it's a pink. But then it's a small pink. You see? So when we say a pink comes at o'clock, we're not saying it'll be 100, we're not saying it'll be 1,000, but it's a pink. And a pink is any round above 10. The only tricky part now is how big is the pink. And this one, a pink came at 3 minutes to 4, which is a pink, but then it is just small. So if you were expecting a bigger pink, then you'd have lost. But then don't blame those that gave you the notes to say at 4 or 8 o'clock there's a pink, because what they told you came to pass. But then your pink that you were waiting for was a 30 or was a 15, and then you lost. So so I am glad. I'm glad that two of my assertions or my claims have actually come to pass in a live recording. The one of spirituality, or rather network, or whatever you want to call it. You see, you saw it exactly the first hand. The system actually, blocking me out when that round for 10 came. And afterwards, a bigger round came. And from there, I lost. That's how. So this thing, and normally when you see that 101 or 100, most likely a big round is coming soon, but it's not always guaranteed. You see now, like now, someone would have actually put a bigger wager there. So yeah, but as far as the pink has already come at 10.71. But maybe now, because of that 102, that 101, if it was me playing, I would expect another pink to come again just now or soon after 4 o'clock. You see, because normally those lower bets or those lower multipliers, they mean something big is coming. So Aviator is simply taking money so that it can prepare for giving back. Even 8.7, guys, that's 800%. The problem with gamblers is they are obsessed with a pink. But then those who understand maths and those who understand rate of return, you know that 8 in this world, 8 in a matter of minutes or seconds is too big, because 8 means 700% return. Because if you put $1 and you cash out at 8, that means you've made $7 profit, which is 700% in minutes. That is insane. You see, so fine, the round did not go to 10, but then 8 is a very, 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 it's not even a good. It's wow. It's a wow return. Unfortunately, most of us, we don't have money. So what do? We put 10 cents. And when it gets to 8, it's just 80 cents. So we feel like, no, it must go a bit. You see now? So this is why I was always proposing that instead of 100 people to put dollar in their individual accounts, why not put $100 in one account? And then there, a pink came at exactly 1 minute past 4. So actually, in this hour, 2 pinks came. And this one is even a bit better. You see, it's 18. That's more than 15. And again, as you saw, it's a minute past. And I told you way earlier when I saw that 102 and that 101, that if it was me playing, I would expect a bigger round soon. Because whenever, okay, not all betting platforms actually does that, but for me, I use it as a universal law because I know the maths. Okay, not I understand. I know the basics of the maths that goes around Aviator, because it uses a 97% return to player. So if it goes on a spree of winning like 102, 101, is a sign that soon better rounds might come. And in this case, it was correct. Of course, there were 3 more blues afterwards, but eventually it gave a very good purple, 8, and eventually it gave a very decent pink, which is 18.6. Now, can you see those people who are claiming that Veda is just a game? Can you see that as I was commenting now, live, not like live? It's happening live. This is a live game. You saw me playing it. It's not even. What do you call it? It is not even a demo account. This is a real account. I was just using bonus. If I want to switch to real money, I just press that toggle and it switches to real money. You see? So this is a live account that I was playing in. And it's the same thing. There you go. You see? I've switched now to real money. And if we do this, see, there we go. Our rounds are there. So I was actually playing this thing in a real account, in real time, commenting in real time, and the results were confirmed in real time. So I thank God for actually blocking me out earlier on because I was so frustrated trying to do this recording earlier. But guess what? Everything worked out for the best, and I thank God and I bless God for that. Why? Because I had just done now a recording about witchcraft and how every setback, sets you up for the next big breakthrough. And now the setback of me not being able to log in earlier wanted me to log in at this time so that I can capture exactly what I wanted to capture. Maybe had I played earlier, I was not able to actually capture what I just captured now, especially the spiritual phenomenon, the network part. That one for me was so brilliant. So I think I've said everything. If you've got any question, comment in the comment section. All I'm proposing is I have a plan. Actually, I have a master plan, right, that we can implement as a group of people. Okay. Um, Obviously, trust is not easy to come by, but imagine if 100 people or even 50 people, you know, can just contribute, let's say, $2 a person. We always buy cool drinks every now and then. Just sacrifice $1 or $2. We form a group. Let's say let's say we are 50. Then each person contributes $2. And we open one account, okay, where actually everyone in the group gets the password to the account. But of course, uh, it will be under one person's name, okay? And we agree on a return per either hour or 2 hours or whatever, okay? And 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 um and now maybe the only challenge might be if we give every person the password, someone might actually just come in and play. But I wouldn't think that, because if you play and then you lose money, then you're actually doing yourself a disfavor. And can you see now that in this hour of 4 o'clock, remember the time frame that I gave you, 5 minutes to 5 past. In this hour alone, we had 3 pings: 10.7, 18.6, and 19.04. Right? And so if we can form a group, right? Um, you see, for me, it's not about making money. It's about helping people. Because I've got family members that if I want to, they've been helping me before. If I want to now, they can always, do $10, $10, $10. They fund my account and then I sit at home without bothering you and I play on my own. But I don't get pleasure in that. I don't get pleasure in actually earning money. You see, that's why last night I had to go from $8 to $25, and then I lost it all because I wanted to go to $50. Why? Because I wanted something tangible that I can actually, use in the future to benefit many people. If it was just for myself, $16 profit per day was a decent return. So those who are willing, let's form a group, gather 50 people. Even if we are in different countries, it's all fine. We decide on a platform that we are going to use, and we open an account. We pull our funds together. We come up with a plan. Maybe that can also help me, to actually be strict with myself and know that I have to be strict and make this thing work. And then after that, the sky is the limit. So this is it from Benjamin. Take care, and just know that all I'm doing is all for our own good, not for my own good, but for our own good. So take care.